Hey there, I'm Britlin. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to take you through a heart and hip opening flow that will be accessible for anybody. So no matter what level you're at or how tight your body is, please join in and do the very best that you can. So let's start today in a child's pose. So child's pose is big toes to touch, and then your knees could be all the way together, or they could be as wide as your mat, or anywhere in between. You're gonna find what feels most comfortable to you. And then letting your hips sink back towards your heels. They don't actually have to touch your heels, but if they do, that's okay. You'll start to walk your hands forward, lengthening out your spine as you lower down. Now eventually, let your forehead come to rest on the mat. And if that's not comfortable for you, you could grab a block or a book or something that you can lower your forehead onto that's a little bit higher. But from here, try to let your hips settle. Let your forearms rest heavily on the mat. Maybe let your forehead gently rock from side to side. And making your way into total stillness. Take a moment to connect with why you're here. What's brought you onto your mat. And recognize that reason with validation that it is completely enough. And no matter how much time you spend on your mat today, whether it's this short video or you spend even longer, all of this time is sacred. Time for you to connect with your mind, your body, your soul. Now while you're here, try to find a deep breath in through your nose, as if you're filling up your low belly first, and eventually making your way to the top, filling the chest. And exhaling out completely. The goal is to have your inhales and your exhales be the same length. And this breath will be a beautiful way to make your practice more meditative as you hold your focus on the breath. And it also helps you know how much your body can handle as we move through shapes today and postures. If your breath is lost, that's your body's cue asking you to change the shape, to modify, or take it a little bit easier. Now take one more deep breath in. And exhale out. From here, slowly start to lift up, making your way into a tabletop position. We'll open up the side body here. So from this tabletop, keep your hips stacked over your knees and start to walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, or maybe even a little bit off. Now from here, press the left side of your body, like your rib cage, out to the side, exaggerating how much of a stretch you can find. Deep breath in, and exhale, gently come back through center. Then move over to the other side. Once there, hands firmly planted, press your right side out. Same deep breaths as child's pose. And take one more inhale. Gently come back through center. And if it's comfortable, have a seat back on your heels. If there's another seat that works better for you, you can make your way there. And then with hands on your knees or on your thighs. Inhale and start to press your chest forward. Lift your gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, opposite direction with the spine, as if you could press it towards the back wall. Drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, press your heart forward, lift your gaze. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift, roll your shoulders down and back. Exhale, round the spine. These are seated cats and cows. We'll do 2 more. Exhaling as you round back. Inhaling as you open the chest. Last time, rounding back, exhale. Inhale, just come back to neutral. All right, we've started to open up through the spine. Make your way into a tabletop position once again, and we'll just travel through a few sets of cats and cows. So same thing as being in a seat, but your hands and knees are planted. So inhale, open up the front side of your body. Exhale, back side. Inhale, belly drops down. Exhale, cat pose. Travel through both of those just one more time. All right, beautiful job. From here, hands walk a little bit forward, toes tuck under. We'll lift into a down dog. Now we won't stay here for too long. That buzzing is my refrigerator, so just so you know, from here, let yourself walk a little bit, pedaling the feet. And then from here, we'll walk to the front of the mat. Let your feet be a little bit wide. All your toes are facing forward. And knees can bend. They can bend quite heavily so that your belly touches your thighs. And maybe there's a little bit of a sway. Try to let the weight of your head relax. And just noticing where your body is staying stiff in ways that it doesn't need to. It's a beautiful way to practice mind and body connection. Now on your next inhale, bend your knees and start to rise all the way up to standing tall. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Elbows will pull down and back. Chest lifts, gaze lifts. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, we'll halfway lift. Hands plant on shins or on thighs. Goal is to lengthen your spine. It's as straight as possible. Exhale, release down. Now, tent your fingers on the mat and step your left foot back. So you're in a runner's lunge. Back heel is lifted. You could find some movement into the hips for a couple moments here. And then let's drop the back knee down. You can untuck the back toes. Your left hand is going to plant on the mat. So that could be quite close to your right foot. This will be a deeper twist. Hand further away will be a less intense twist. So left hand plants down. Inhale, right arm lifts up. Do your best to open your chest. Reach through your fingertips. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower your right hand down and bring it to the inside of your right thigh or inside of your knee. Now from here, we're pressing the knee out to the side. Now this shouldn't cause any pain in your knee. If it does, you skip this part. But the bottom of my right foot is lifting up so that I'm kind of rolling onto the outer edge here. Open up your chest. Take a deep breath in. then gently bring your knee back to center. Back knee stays down just for a moment more. We'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands lower down. Back knee lifts. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, release. All right, tent the fingertips. Step your right foot back. Runner's lunge. Find some movement. Have your core engaged here. We can be working that pretty much all the time when on the mat. Now from here, back knee lowers down. Right hand is going to plant. I've got mine a decent ways away from my foot so that it's a gentle twist. You choose what works, and on an inhale, lift your left arm up. Try to stack your limbs. Open your chest. Just do your best. One more breath. Exhale. Left hand lowers down. It comes to the inner thigh. Then gently roll onto the outer edge of your foot and let your knee kind of move out to the side. If you need to stay with the knee forward, still a great hip opener, so do what works best. Stay connected to your breath. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your knee back to center. Tent your fingers. Back knee lifts. Step to the front. Land lightly. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower all the way down. Now, yoga teachers forget things too. So from here, step your right foot back. Lower your back knee down. And we'll finish up by doing the inhale to reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands lower. Lift your back knee. And step to the front one more time. All right, it's like it was never missed. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Now from here, plant your hands and step your feet back. Let's lower the knees down. And from here, right foot reaches out to the side. All of the toes face towards the front of the room or front of the mat. Hands are planted and you may rock a little back and forth. Stretch for the inner thigh, by the groin. Gate pose is what this is called. Take one more deep breath. And bring your leg back in. Left side. Find some movement. But if you find a sweet spot and there's benefit in just holding still, that's completely fine too. All about listening to your body. All right, one more breath. And gently bring your leg back in. Tuck your toes under and lift to a down dog. All right, find some movement just for a breath or two. And from here, inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Try to step your foot to the front of your mat. If it doesn't quite make it, grab behind your ankle, pull your foot forward until your ankle is underneath your knee. Now drop your back heel down and rise up. Warrior two. Back heel is pressing firmly down onto the mat, and your foot is about parallel. Front knee and toes face directly forward, and chest is open to the left side of your mat. Then reach your arms out and look out over your reaching fingertips. This is warrior two. Opening the hips, strengthening the whole body. Now flip your front palm. Deep breath, reach up, reverse warrior, side body stretch. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, start to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Now, hopefully that started to build some heat in the body, or it continued to build heat. That's a good thing. Looking at challenge as a benefit, rather than labeling it as bad, that's the goal while we're here. Now, take an inhale and reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step back to plank pose. Knees can be lifted or lowered down to the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, little back bend. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Exhale, release down. Tuck the toes under. Lift to a plank pose, just doing your best. And back to down dog. Now take an inhale. Left leg lifts. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Footsteps between your hands. All right, back heel lowers down. Rise up. Now take a look at your legs, especially that the front knee and toes are facing forward. And I promise you this is easier to hold if you have your back leg active. You're pressing your foot down firmly into the mat. Engage your core. That means pull your low belly back towards your spine. Now flip your front palm. Deep breath, reach up, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right, hanging in there, we got this. Okay, so I'm gonna spread my feet a little bit on the mat. You may want to do the same. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Now, try to straighten your arms down. You'll feel your shoulders and your chest already opening up by doing that. Now, we'll add on and make this more of a back bend, just moving to your degree where you can breathe by lengthening. Inhale, lift your chest. Keep breathing, lift your gaze, and continue moving back. You've got this. One more inhale. Exhale, gently release back up. All right, keep your hands interlaced if you'd like a shoulder stretch. Now, as we move into this, if it doesn't feel beneficial in your body, you can let it go. But holding on, inhale, lengthen through your arms, bend your knees. Exhale, move into a forward fold. Holding on to your hands. This is a shoulder opener. Now, it shouldn't cause you any pain, so let it go if it does. But if able to hold, we'll take 2 more breaths. from here, gently release your hands at your low back, then down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, I'm gonna turn towards you. Now spread your feet wide on your mat, almost to the outer edges. Then point your toes slightly out and begin to lower your hips down towards your mat. So we're moving into Malasana pose. Elbows will come to the inner thighs, hands pressed together, and you're using your elbows to help open up your knees. More of a stretch on the inner thighs and in the hips. So do the best that you can. If your heels are lifted, as long as it isn't causing you pain, no worries, over time it may change. If this shape causes you any pain, do what you need to do to change it. Now it could look similar to mine, just a little different, or maybe you changing it is something completely different, and that's fine. Wherever you're at, if you're able, close your eyes. Looking at challenge as beneficial. We've got this. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. And then hands can come to the mat. Start to lift into a forward fold and walk your feet in comfortable distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Hands plant. Step back. Travel through your flow. So exhale to lower down. Inhale, take a back bend, little cobra pose. Exhale, release. Lift to a plank pose. And back to a down dog. All right, from here, lower your knees to the mat. And we'll do one more back bend before closing out this practice with a gentle hip opener, and then you're all done. So this back bend is called camel pose. And the way you get into it is come to standing on your knees. There should be some space between your knees, so they're about hips width distance. And then bring your hands to your low back. Pinkies are face in, thumbs are up to the outside. And you're pressing your palms into your low back so that you feel supported. Now, pull your elbows back towards one another. This automatically opens up your chest, and you're already starting to receive some benefits of a heart opener. So, engage your low belly, and on an inhale, start to lift your chest, lift your gaze, and see if you can let your head drop back between your shoulders. If this is comfortable in the neck, you hold here. If it causes you any discomfort that is not safe, then definitely come out. Continue to open up your chest, continue to breathe. It's normal for this to feel like a lot. Notice what's showing up. What is the sensation that you feel? Or the emotion that you feel? Take one more breath. And slowly start to lift. We'll just have a seat back on the heels. Hands rest on your thighs. Eyes closed. Mini meditation. Deep breaths. Noticing what's shown up for you and having compassion for yourself if that shape felt challenging or if it brought up some emotions that feel hard to sit with. Give yourself some space and time. All right, take one more deep breath. Open mouth, exhale. All right, from here, just swing your legs around. And we'll we'll come to lying down on our backs. To close off this practice, we'll do one more hip opener. And this one's called figure 4. So you're lying on your back, soles of the feet are planted, so your knees are up towards the ceiling. Now lift your right foot off of the mat and cross your ankle over onto your left thigh so that your knee is starting to move out towards the side. Now from here, if you feel enough sensation, you stay right where you are. If you'd like to feel more of a stretch, you'll lift your left foot off of the mat and grab onto your left thigh, gently pulling yourself or your right leg a little bit closer to you. Now you should be feeling this in the outer right side of your hip. If you're feeling it somewhere else, as long as there's no pain, it's valid. Just means that you've got some tension to release there first. Now try to close your eyes and let your shoulders get a little heavier towards the mat. And even noticing if your forehead is holding on tight, clenching. Or maybe it's your eyes are closed, but they're clenching shut rather than being soft. What can you relax in this moment? Let's stay and hold for 2 more breaths. Possibly you can grab onto your left shin to pull yourself a little bit closer. One more deep breath. And gently let your left foot come back to the mat. Uncross your right leg. And take just a couple moments in stillness before moving on to the left side. All right, left foot, the left ankle crosses over onto the right thigh. From here, you may lift up, interlacing your fingers on your right leg. You get to choose how much you pull yourself into this stretch. What is the right amount of sensation? And again, what can you soften? And noticing that this idea of softening can apply to more than just areas of your physical body that are working too hard. Sometimes what we can soften is a thought in the mind. Sometimes our thoughts are persistent, often they are, and sometimes they direct us into areas or spaces that don't feel so good. Can these thoughts be softened? Can you be kinder to yourself? Riding on the waves of our heart-opening energy, take a moment to think of something that feels good, someone you love, or something you're grateful for. You may be able to grab onto your shin, pull yourself deeper, and we'll take 2 more breaths. From here, gently release. I encourage you to stay and rest on your mat. You could bring your soles of your feet to touch and knees out wide. For one final hip opener, as you take, ideally, at least a few minutes to just lie on your back in peace, soaking in the benefits of your practice. So as you stay and you rest, for as long as you may need. I will close out and give my gratitude to you by saying, the light in me honors the light within all of you. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me. Until next time.